Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday here at the Breakfast Club, and I wanted to apologize for missing last week on the topic of conspiracy theories. I was actually very excited to comment on that topic. I thought it was sort of a fun topic. Unfortunately, I got wrapped up making other videos and other post-production type things, and it just really ate up all of my time, and before I knew it, it was way too late and I had missed my mark. Today's video is being cut on the heels of a show that I just got home from yesterday, and tomorrow I am leaving for New York to go do a show out there. So you got me right on the in-between day. I am nevertheless extremely tired and really just on the go. I did want to throw in my 2 cents on conspiracy theories. So for the most part,
I'm protected because I made this hat.
the ones that I am, I guess, most curious about, I think of as less conspiracy theories because we know they actually happened. We just don't necessarily know what happened. And that would be the JFK shooting, which we still have sealed files to protect people that might still be alive. They are supposed to be open sometime within my lifetime, and I'm curious to kind of see what's in those files and whether or not that will clear up any of the radical inconsistencies in the JFK shooting. The other one I'm a little curious about is Marilyn Monroe's death, as one of those sort of unsolved mysteries, but I just don't spend too much time putting uber meaning into conspiracy theories. So on to this week's topic, which is, what are your most important, favorite, profound YouTube videos that you yourself have produced, and why? I really like this question because often the things that I am most proud of or that have the most meaning to me are not the things that everybody else likes the best. It's actually kind of depressing to me sometimes, and I've been known to lament about it a little bit when I've done something that I'm very proud of or is otherwise meaningful to me, and nobody else seems to notice it. That being said, my two most, at least personally important videos that I've done, albeit terrible videos, they're some of the first videos that I did back in the beginning of my channel when I was experimenting with a lot of different things, and not that I am, my videos are incredibly polished, but they they certainly aren't what they were back then, were my Oxford Free Speech Debate videos. I had watched the Oxford Free Speech Debates, and in those debates, some of the points that were being made by the debaters brought forth in my mind again, some objections to which I wanted to rebut. And those objections were based on philosophical ideas that I have had for a very long time, I've written about in the past, and I was moved to write about these ideas again to try to streamline and formalize them a little bit more. And so I wrote a couple of little mini essays that I had put up on my blog/website, and those mini essays were just more refined versions of previous writings. There is certainly more that I've written than that ever got put up onto my blog and then turned into these YouTube videos. But what these essays represent are a little bit of an insight. They're kind of an abstract to what I would eventually hope would develop into a chapter and then ultimately be compiled into a book, as it is one of my life goals to contribute meaningfully to the body of philosophy. The discipline, as I think of it in my own mind, I sort of title selfism. That's kind of its umbrella title in my mind, and I eventually want to write an entire body of work that makes arguments, moral and ethical arguments for this, particular viewpoint. The basic premise behind the selfism philosophy is that because we are incapable of ever extracting our own personal being from the experiences of our own lives, we literally cannot be disembodied from that life which we're living, that basically it is a dishonest approach to living, to engage in the idea of selflessness. And that when we try to approach the world as if everything we were doing were, for the benefit of other people, we are literally engaging in an enormous lie. Not to say that we cannot do things for other people, but we must always recognize at the end of the day that we too are a part of every single equation in our own lives. And we have to have a very strong sense of self-responsibility for our own involvement and the role that we play in our own lives. So that's kind of the premise of it. There's a lot more that goes into it. There always is, I guess, when it comes to philosophy. You get down to these minute thoughts that you have to then turn around and write volumes of explanations for. So when you watch those videos, terrible as they are, what you're really getting an insight into is one of the really important things that I ultimately hope to be able to do later on in life, and I'm constantly thinking about it and circling back to it. I am encouraged by the fact that Immanuel Kant did not really publish anything of profound work till way later in his life. He was older than I am now, so I've still got a few years to go to get the profundity out. So those are my two most personally important videos when it comes to things that goals that I would like to accomplish in life, one of them being to contribute to philosophy. I've got one down and a million more to go. So for anyone who's interested, I will put the links down below. Thank you for watching The Breakfast Club. Tune in tomorrow to see what Landon has to say on the topic, and I bid you all a good week. Thank you for joining us.